Hey, what's up, guys? It's Hayden.
Hey, and I'm Emma. We are back from yet another unplanned hiatus. We do apologise for that.
Yeah, making that a bit of a habit, aren't we?
Yeah, sorry guys. We were on holidays and then Hayden went and got himself injured. Show the people your accessory. Yep.
I'm in a moon boot for the next 6 weeks.
Yeah. Fractured his ankle. An hour into our holiday. Not really what we had planned. But it literally kind of forced you to put your feet up.
It did force me to put my feet up. Yeah, we watched a lot of Netflix that week.
We did. Anyways, let's talk about a movie.
A big movie.
A massive
Huge
movie. Dune. It has finally hit our shores here in Australia after so many weeks of waiting. You guys over in the States have had it for so long.
Or you've been, doing your reviews and saying how good it is, and we've just been sitting here patiently down under. We finally got it.
We finally got it. So this might be a bit old news to some of you. But hey, we wanted to give our 2 cents. Because,
hopefully that's why you guys are here.
Well, yes.
Is to hear us give our 2 cents.
It was arguably probably the biggest and most anticipated movie of this year.
Yeah, hands down.
So, we had to see it, and we have to tell you our thoughts. Yeah. So, if you want to stick around, this will be a spoiler-free review. So let's get into it.
So Dune follows Paul Atreides, the son of a noble family who are entrusted with the most valuable resource in the universe, spice. So we're not talking our regular spice, we're not talking our cumin, we're not talking our paprika. This is a hallucinogenic that also powers their spaceships, like powers their interplanetary travel.
Very powerful.
So it's very valuable. And all of these kind of factions, these families, are all fighting for power over this resource. Yeah, I kind of liken this to kind of like a Game of Thrones in space.
So there's that vibe as well.
A lot of betrayal, a lot of death, these warring families all fighting for power. So it makes for a very interesting political film, as much as it is like a grand sci-fi epic.
Yeah. Now it is, of course, based off a book.
Yep, Frank Herbert, I'm pretty sure.
I think so, which unfortunately we have not yet read, but I am quite interested in reading the book now, after seeing this. We're not the biggest of readers.
No, I think we said that in our trailer reaction.
Well, yeah, people weren't happy about that, but look, not everyone reads, okay? But I would actually like to go and check this book out because this seems like a really, really in-depth world.
Yeah.
There's so much happening. I can understand now why people have said, this story has inspired the likes of Star Wars and a lot of those big franchises that we are familiar with now have kind of stemmed from themes of what Dune has brought us. So I'd like to dive a bit deeper into this world because I feel like while I got the general gist of this movie, I feel like there's so much more.
We've only just scratched the surface, haven't we? Yeah. And that's what I've heard from the book. I've heard the book is very in-depth, very detailed. It builds this world quite extravagantly.
I can imagine it would.
Yeah, and I think Denis Villeneuve did a really good job of just sifting through all of that information and giving us just enough of what we needed to understand this world. We understand like the politics, the families, we understand spice and what it does. I think he did a really good job of, giving us all this information without it being too exposition heavy, which I think that's the problem that a lot of films like this tend to have. And I think a lesser filmmaker probably would have failed at kind of telling this story. But no, Denis Villeneuve did a really good job of just writing that balance, right? So giving people that don't really know this world enough information to understand what's going on, but also not weighing it down in the exposition so that people that have read the books, they're not going, well, already know this. Why are you telling us this? I think it rode that one really well. I think Denis Villeneuve really brought us into this world, built this world up, built it on such a grand scale as well. Like just the worlds and the ships and everything felt so big.
Oh yeah.
And it's how he filmed it as well. It's, a lot of depth, putting like people in the foreground of these massive spaceships, so it just made it feel huge.
Oh, absolutely.
The score was massive as well.
I think that was one comment I said straight off. I was like, I love that music. That music just fits so well with this kind of movie. So, and Hans Zimmer. I mean, of course, you would pick him.
Yeah, I think he's up there with John Williams.
100%,
for me.
Yeah.
I think him and Williams just above the rest.
They know how to do a good movie score, for sure.
Yeah. No, and I've loved that about Denis Villeneuve's movies. I love that about Blade Runner 2049 as well. I thought the score of that just really I don't know, you felt it. And that's what you were saying about this movie.
Yeah.
You just kind of felt it. And I think the score has a big part to do with that, you know?
I think so. For me, there were so many scenes, and I was just taken aback by how much I was feeling what was happening. Like, you really do. I mean, it helps being in a big VMAX cinema, but
That helps.
with the surround sound. But oh my gosh, there was even a shot where there was no sound, and I felt
Yeah,
that.
sometimes silence can be just as powerful, I think. And
Yeah.
But knowing when to put those moments in, I think is important too.
Yeah.
Some filmmakers make the mistake of just putting music over everything, and it just ruins it. And other people don't put enough music in, and it feels like it's missing something. So there's like a fine balance with that, and yeah, I think they did a fantastic job.
Oh, and look, as soon as those credits started rolling, I turned to Hayden and was like, wow.
And it's one of those kinds of movies you just left speechless.
I really was. I was like, I am feeling so much right now, but I don't know how to express it into words. So I'm just going to say, wow. Because that's what it was like. It was just such a spectacle. Such
Cinematography, mwah, chef's kiss, just
Oh.
magnificent. Every shot just was like a painting, just looked fantastic.
This movie is stunning. It is so beautiful to look at, and the whole world that they created. I have to say, the CGI, the visual effects in this were phenomenal. Like, I could not fault it. Everything looked immaculate. I believed everything that I was seeing. So hats off to everyone in that department.
The production design, which plays a massive part, like
Yes.
not just with the physical set dressing, but also just the design of like the spaceships and everything. Like, it's top notch. Like, you can tell everyone just put so much effort and time into this movie, and it was treated with care.
Oh, yeah.
And I think a movie like this, based on such a beloved book, it needs to be treated with care.
Yeah.
And that's what I think, you know, Denis Villeneuve does better than anyone else, is he takes that care with everything that he does. I don't think that he's got really like a red flag anywhere in his filmography. I think everything he's done has been masterful.
Yeah.
And this is no different. This is just masterfully helmed from a directing standpoint. I couldn't fault it.
He knows how to do big movies.
Yeah, not just with the visuals, but with the acting. The acting was top notch. We had like Timothée Chalamet.
He is quickly becoming one of my favorite actors. I'm really enjoying watching everything that he is in. He's just got this presence.
You got the it factor.
He and he is definitely the it actor of the moment. He's going places.
Yeah,
He's
Oscar Isaac, Josh Brolin. Just a fantastic cast.
Jason Momoa.
Jason
and then
Momoa.
we had Zendaya in there. Although I have to say, while she was in it a bit, she obviously didn't have much to say. So I was expecting to kind of.
I think she'll play a bigger part in part two.
Yeah, I think she was definitely. Yeah, they were setting her up to play more of a bigger role in the next movie. But yeah, I was kind of hoping to hear from her a bit more. But yeah, she was still great in when we did see her, and I'm really looking forward to this next movie.
Oh yeah. And it needed to be 2 parts, didn't it? I'm glad they didn't cram it all in the one movie, because they've made that mistake before. So yeah, I think Denny definitely had that mindset of like, I'm not going to cram it into one movie. This deserves 2 movies. And we didn't even know if it was going to get a second part. Like, I think they only greenlit it like after they found like how well the first one was doing at the box office.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Could you imagine if it didn't do well and it's just like we're just left on this cliffhanger? It's like
No,
I need answers.
I don't think it was ever going to be like that.
No.
I think everyone kind of learnt from their mistakes with Blade Runner 2049. I think after that movie kind of, it didn't do so great at the box office, and it's now got like this following. Everyone's like, Blade Runner 2049 is like one of the best movies to come out of that year. I think everyone kind of learnt from their mistakes and was like, well, the next Denis Villeneuve movie, the next sci-fi blockbuster, we're going to go and see it. And I think everyone turned up in the cinemas to watch this, which is good, because it deserves it.
Yeah. From the moment this trailer was released, like, you could just feel the hype around this movie. Yeah. You just knew it was going to do well, and I'm so glad to see that it is, because it is, honestly, it is a masterpiece. I could not flaw anything in this movie. I mean, this is coming from a person who hasn't read the book, so I don't know how true they were to the story, but we can only judge from what we've seen, and from what we've seen, it looked immaculate and gorgeous.
From a filmmaking standpoint, massively helmed, massively directed, production design top-notch, score was top-notch, just all the departments were on their game with this one. There was so much time and care taken into this movie to make it what it is. And even the makeup department, like, how do we not mention Stellan Skarsgård's fat suit?
Oh my gosh, he looked incredible. He looked so good. I know he was the bad guy, but I mean, Stellan is one of our favorite actors too. He just consumes every role that he is in, and he nailed this role. And the makeup, the practical effects for his character looked so cool.
And the fact that they held up when he was like sweating or taking that oil bath is ridiculous, because that's usually the stuff that would like undo a practical effect. Like, you got to be really careful, as you would know, being a makeup artist yourself.
Yeah.
And I thought, all that was fantastic. I was like, how? Like, where are the seams? Like, I can't. It was flawless.
Flawless makeup. This whole movie, just flawless. I think that's all we can
I think
really say.
we could go all day just gushing over this movie.
Oh, yeah.
It's just that good. It's just one of those movies that we just can't stop talking about.
I definitely am going to be watching this one again.
Yeah. But now we'd like to talk about it with you guys. So, have you read the book? Does the movie stay faithful? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Make sure you let us know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, do that YouTube stuff. Slam that like button if you like what we do. Hit the bell for the notifications to be notified of what we got coming up next. Subscribe to our channel to become part of the Headspace Films community. And most importantly of all, thank you guys so much for watching. And we'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.
See ya.